Hello and welcome to Ginny's Gin Livestream. I'm Ginny, and along with my husband Rob and our dear friends Amy and Jeff Close, we started Ginny's Gin a few years back. This weekend here in Northern California is the end of school. This is sort of like the last day of school for a lot of kids, and it's graduation weekend. So we have a lot of graduation parties going on around here, and I am going to dedicate these cocktails today to all of those mums and dads that have successfully got their kids through, whether it's they're graduating from high school or graduating from college. But congratulations, getting them this far, getting them on to the next chapter of their lives. So cheers to that. So I'm so dedicating these cocktails to graduation, and congratulations to all the kids out there too. And those that are graduating college obviously can be drinking cocktails too. So that's awesome. Okay, so today the cocktail that I'm going to make, I found, it was interesting because a girlfriend had dropped off a cocktail book that she had borrowed from me, and I sort of kind of forgotten about it. So when I saw it, I thought, I should use this cocktail book to make one of the cocktails. So I sort of thumbed through it and what have you. And the cocktail book is called Shaken, and I know I've done some stuff from it before, and it's all the cocktails that Ian Fleming, the author obviously of the James Bond novels, so they're cocktails that appeared in writing, obviously in the novels, and then of course appeared in the subsequent movies. And the one that I'm going to make today is called Casino Royale. So if you go back and you look at what a casino cocktail is, it was actually part, and I did a little research and I learned some things, and it's good. I've been in the booze business now for quite some time, but I'm still learning things, and that's what I love about it. So the Casino is a cocktail that comes under the family of daisies, so they're daisy cocktails. And I thought it was kind of fascinating. And these daisy cocktails, they go back to the mid-1800s. And what a daisy cocktail is it includes obviously some kind of spirit, some kind of citrus, and then some kind of sugar, simple syrup or flavored sugary syrup. So that's basically what they have, some kind of flavored sweetener. And interestingly enough, another thing that I learned is that a margarita is also a daisy. And I didn't realize this, but margarita is the Spanish for daisy. So I'm going to make this cocktail out of the daisy family of cocktails. Now, Casino Royale. So whenever you add bubbly, so whether it's champagne, prosecco, sparkling wine, whenever you add bubbly to a cocktail, it becomes that cocktail, and you call it a Royale. So if you make a Pimm's and then you add bubbly to it instead of 7-Up or lemonade, then it becomes a Pimm's Royale. So the cocktail I'm making is a Casino, but it's a Casino Royale because I'm going to add some bubbly to it too. And because it's such a celebratory weekend with all the graduations going on, why wouldn't we want to add some bubbly, right? Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with this. So I actually went back and I watched Casino Royale because it sort of inspired me to do that. And Casino Royale was it was actually the first of Ian Fleming's novels. And he evidently wrote it in 5 weeks, which is pretty incredible. The cocktail that appears in the movie, though, is the James Bond martini, which is the Vesper, named after his girlfriend Vesper, obviously. And that all ended tragically, obviously. Anyway, so the Casino Royale. Without further ado, I am going to make it now. All right, so, freezer, keep your shakers and everything in the freezer, get it out of there. I'm going to pretend that I don't have a shaker, and I'm just going to use this mason jar for those of us that, don't want to invest in shakers. It's all good. Just put it in your mason jar and keep it in the freezer if you can as well. So to begin with, we're going to start, and I'm going to do this cocktail with Estregin, and Rob is going to use Ginny's Gin with his cocktail. So I'm going to start where we all start with 2 ounces of Estregin. There we go. All right. 2 ounces of Estregin. Estregin is now available on the website of the Epicurean Trader in San Francisco. So that's kind of exciting. All right, 2 ounces of Estregin. And then I'm going to take 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon. There we go. Excellent. And for all of you mums that are planning parties this weekend, good luck. And obviously the weather's going to be fabulous for it. And just make sure that you take a little time to appreciate the fact that you have got your kids to a certain point in their lives, because we all know it takes quite a few cocktails to get there too, doesn't it? All right, so there we go. Half an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon. Throw that in there. In the jar. There we go. And then I'm going to do a half ounce of maraschino liqueur. And this is sort of has a almondy taste. Luxardo, it's obviously Italian. There it is. And I'm going to do half an ounce of that. There we go. That's the maraschino luxardo liqueur right there. And then I'm going to take a couple of dashes of orange bitters, and these are from Phaedra at her Flora Luna Apothecary in Petaluma. She did a great job. So just a couple of dashes, 1, 2, of the orange bitters. Oh, that sounded American. Bitters. All right, there we go. And then we're just going to add some ice and give it a good old shake. And we're going to put it in this beautifully elegant, it's sort of a coupe, but not quite. And then we're going to add the bubbles to it as well. All right, so a little ice. There we go. A nice shake. Are you going to do 2 or 1? To set out the all the chairs for the graduation at Cardinal Newman at the boys' high school, and it just sort of brought memories back of when Jack graduated high school, and then of course Max is going to be graduating next year, so it's super cool. So congrats everybody. All right, so we're going to strain this into this lovely little coupe. There we go. Super elegant. Definitely what you would want to be drinking while you're at the casino with your elegant black tie on and everything. I just love those. And then I'm going to add a little bubbles to the top to make it a Casino Royale. So it's really sort of, the cocktail is a play on words. There it is. Ta-da. And then what really makes it look pretty is we add the maraschino cherry. And just going to drop one in there. Not staying with me. There we go. Okay. There it is. And there's that little bit of liqueur in there is kind of fun. The syrupy bit looks really pretty as well. And it doesn't really need a garnish because it's so pretty just like that. So that's the Casino Royale. And Rob now is going to make his cocktail. Oh, and he's back from Florida, obviously. And you can tell us about what you did in Florida, honey. So cheers to that. There we go. Ta-da. And all yours.
Okay. Hi. I'm gonna make a drink, kind of our version of a drink, because it's actually a rum drink, but we're making it with half rum, half gin, and I think it's as good or better with the mixture. And so what I did was I took 500 mLs of gin and of Ginny's gin and 500 mLs of my favorite white rum, and I milk washed it. And so I keep threatening to show everybody how to do that on here, but it's a little tricky and takes some time. But basically it's 250 mLs of milk, ounce of lemon juice, and 1,000 mLs of booze, and it curdles, and then you filter it, and the whey protein stays behind in the booze, and it looks like this after. I did some tea-infused gin/rum this week as well, for making a drink that's really delicious as well. But, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handy little shaker, And Florida was an awesome success last week. We introduced Ginny's Gin as well as Gravel Pit Wines to the Florida market. We were supposed to do it a year ago, but we just started now. And one of my closest friends in the world, John Burke, started a company called Allocated Wine and Spirits in Florida, and he has his distributor license. And we went out and sold, I think, pretty close to a full pallet of wine in like 9 days on the streets. And we introduced the gin and the wine to, maybe 35 country clubs in the kind of greater Naples area and a couple of really cool wine stores. And I did a tasting in Fort Lauderdale at Wine Watch, which is a great friend of mine, Andrew and his wife, Tony Lampesotti, who'd been supporting my previous wines for 20 some years. And that was really successful as well. So, and everybody loved the wines across the board as well as the gin. And so cheers to all our friends in Naples and even up in Jupiter, Florida, and we're in Fort Lauderdale. And we're scheduled now to go back and do, I think we've got 10 or 12 country club dinners already scheduled for November and February, where we get to try our products and tell our story to folks. And hopefully Jenny can go with me and we can do a signature cocktail followed by 4 or 5 of our wines with great food made by really awesome chefs. So I'm going to make this drink called Tropical Thunder, and it was a drink developed by a gentleman named Jack Shrem, who worked at Booker and Dax, which is Dave Arnold's bar in New York City. And he milk washed rum to make this drink. I'm doing it with our half and half. So basically, I made a acidulated orange juice, which I think you've seen me do this trick before for a drink I called Orange Julius. And so we're going to put 3/4 of an ounce of that for one drink. So 3/4 and 3/4 would be an ounce and a half. So let's just make it so that it completely fills up our glass. So this is the OJ, 3/4 of an ounce. And then we're going to take a pineapple syrup that I made this morning. And basically it's 250 grams of pineapple juice, 180 grams of sugar, 1 gram of citric acid, and it tastes hecka good just the way it is. But we're going to do an ounce and a half of that. So this is basically a double drink. So each drink would have 3/4 of each of the pineapple syrup as well as the orange juice, and then it would be 2 ounces of gin, milk wash gin / rum. So now I'm going to put the milk wash stuff. And when you milk wash, the whey protein stays behind and gives this like beautiful, rich mouthfeel to the booze, and it also gives it the ability to create its own froth or a little bit of foam on the top, and it looks gorgeous and feels nice and silky. So there's our 2 ounces per drink, or 4 ounces for our double. And then we're going to drop some ice, 1 big cube and a couple small ones. We got a nicely chilled glass. Then we're going to drop that all together. I just need my Hawthorne strainer. Oh, and then the other thing is, I'll grab it, is the salt and the strainer. Is we're going to go ahead for the 2 drinks, and we're going to add, he calls for 5 drops of 20% saline solution, which I already have, per drink, which sounds like an awful lot. I usually do 2 per drink, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 per drink. 3, there you go. You can always add a little more. And then, thank you, Jimmy. Give it a little shake. I was just like 20 minutes from my cousin's house when we were up in Jupiter, Florida on Friday of last week, John and I really didn't realize that lived so close. So if any of my relatives are from Virginia or Florida are out there, sorry I missed y'all. Usually I like to make one of these a couple days ahead and kind of tweak it a little bit, but this is my first one doing this drink. I've done some pretty similar ones with the milk washed rum gin / orange juice, but this, wow, it really frothed up like crazy. This is the whey protein inside of the booze, and look at that. And then right up to the volume line, and now you can see why I make double drinks, because our glasses are too big for single drinks. That's why bars have these little tiny drinks glasses, kind of like the one Jenny used, because then everything looks nice and full. And I did dehydrate a orange peel to kind of drop into the drink because it looks super cool. And then just for the heck of it, a Thai basil leaf, which doesn't really go with the drink, but it does look awesome. And so there is our Tropical Thunder with gin.
Awesome.
Yeah, good looking drink.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to drinking this today. So yes, congratulations all of you parents in helping your kids graduate this weekend, and you know, I mean that's happening all over America, and I think it's a bit later, isn't it, when in Europe and certainly in England. But congrats, and yeah, it takes a lot of gin to get your kids to this point. So
And wait, I want to show them something while you're talking.
Yeah.
This is so interesting to me. So for any of you that have watched us do this more than a few times, knows that I really love drinks with foam on top, and I've done all kinds of versions of foam, and egg whites are certainly kind of the go-to. A couple of weeks ago, I made one using the water from burrata because it's also full of whey protein, and just like this drink kind of foamed up from the whey, the burrata water makes a crazy foamy gin sour, and it tastes delicious. So this is what. I'm not going to make a drink today, but I'll do one next Friday using what they call aquafaba. And so this is the water from a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And this is the vegetarian's equivalent of an egg white. So like 1 ounce of this is equal to 1 egg white. And I haven't done it in a drink. I just put this in here today, but I mean, even just shaking it just a little bit, as it starts to settle out, look at the foam on top of that. So I can't quite wait to do it. Supposedly the drinks don't smell beany, but when you smell this,
does it make you fart?
by itself it smells beany, and I don't know. But I'm going to use Ginny as a test pilot to see if it causes gas.
Hey, I'm the one in.
But anyway, aquafaba. This is for the vegetarians if they want to get a frothy. Supposedly it's really good in a gin sour. So lemon juice, gin, simple syrup, and ounce of aquafaba juice.
All right, wait for that next week.
Yep.
And cheers, guys. Cheers. Here, grab your drink. Mm-hmm. Cheers to all you. I mean, cheers to everybody, but cheers to the mums and dads out there who've got somebody who's graduating. Cheers.
I hadn't swallowed yet, so oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I love my own drink making and my own cooking.
Cheers, everybody.
Yummy. That's delicious. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yum.
It's like orange Julius with pineapple flavor. It's crazy good.
Yummy. Ooh, yeah,
Whoa.
very tropical. Thank you. Bye, guys.
That's Tropical Thunder.